The day Earth changed forever started like any other. Birds sang in the morning light, traffic crawled through busy cities, and children headed to school. No one could have guessed that high above the planet, at the edge of our solar system, humanity's greatest challenge was approaching. They called themselves the Dominion. Their ships were black as space itself, designed to absorb all light and radar signals. They had conquered 1,000 worlds across 3 galaxies, and Earth was next on their list. But they had made one crucial mistake: they had underestimated humans. General Mark Thompson stood at the window of the Global Defense Command Center, his weathered face reflecting in the glass as he watched the first signs of the invasion. Bright flashes lit up the night sky as the Dominion's advance scouts entered Earth's atmosphere. Behind him, dozens of military personnel rushed between computer stations, their voices urgent but controlled. "Sir, we're detecting multiple objects entering Earth's atmosphere," reported Lieutenant James Brown, his fingers flying across the holographic display. "They're unlike anything we've ever seen before." The general's jaw tightened. Humanity had prepared for this moment ever since they detected the first unusual signals 3 months ago. Every nation had set aside their differences, pooling their resources and technology. They knew they weren't alone in the universe, and they knew that not everything out there would be friendly. The first attack came at dawn. The Dominion ships targeted major cities worldwide, their energy weapons cutting through buildings like butter. But humanity wasn't defenseless. Hidden bunkers across the globe opened up, revealing missile batteries and energy shields developed from recovered alien technology from past crashes. "Launch the Thunderbolt defense system," ordered General Thompson. His voice was steady, despite the chaos unfolding on the screens before him. "Show these aliens what happens when they pick a fight with humanity." Across the planet, advanced weapon systems activated. The Thunderbolt network, a web of orbital defense platforms, powered up. It was humanity's ace in the hole, technology they'd kept hidden for exactly this kind of threat. As the first wave of Dominion ships pushed through the atmosphere, they were met with a devastating surprise. Brilliant blue beams of energy shot up from Earth's surface, catching several Dominion ships off guard. The aliens had expected an easy conquest. Instead, they found themselves facing a prepared and united human race. Their ships, thought to be invincible, began falling from the sky. In the command center, a cheer went up as the first enemy ship crashed into the Pacific Ocean. But General Thompson didn't join in the celebration. He knew this was just the beginning. The Dominion wouldn't take this resistance lightly, they would return with everything they had. "Get me the President," he ordered, turning from the window. "Tell her it's time to activate Project Phoenix. If they want a war, we'll give them one they'll never forget." As night fell over a changed Earth, humanity prepared for the greatest fight in its history. The Dominion had made a fatal error in judgment. They thought humans would be easy prey. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant, a species that had spent its entire history fighting, adapting, and overcoming impossible odds. The real battle was about to begin, and humanity was ready. Project Phoenix was humanity's best-kept secret. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility that officially didn't exist, lay humanity's ultimate weapon. For 20 years, the world's brightest minds had worked to reverse-engineer technology from crashed alien ships, combining it with human innovation to create something entirely new. General Thompson stood in the central chamber of the Phoenix facility, watching as thousands of workers prepared for what would come next. Massive hangar doors began to open, revealing row after row of sleek, silver spacecraft. These weren't ordinary fighters, they were the Phoenix fleet, ships designed to match and exceed anything the Dominion could throw at Earth. "Status report," he commanded, turning to Dr. Alice Wells, the lead scientist of Project Phoenix. Her gray hair was tied back in a practical bun, and despite the crisis, her eyes sparkled with excitement. "The neural links are online, General. Our pilots have been training in simulators for years, they're ready." She gestured to a group of young men and women in specialized flight suits. These ships aren't just copies of alien technology. We improved them, made them our own. The Phoenix ships represented everything humanity did best, taking existing ideas and making them better. Each vessel contained a revolutionary AI core that worked in perfect harmony with its human pilot. The ships could transform, adapt, and evolve during battle, learning from every encounter. Above ground, the situation was growing desperate. The Dominion had regrouped after their initial surprise, launching a second wave of attacks. Their massive capital ships now hung in low orbit, casting dark shadows over Earth's cities. But this time, humanity was ready to take the fight to them. All Phoenix pilots, report to your ships, General Thompson's voice echoed through the facility. This is what we've trained for. Today, we show the Dominion that they picked the wrong planet to invade. The first Phoenix ship rose from its underground hangar, its silver hull catching the sunlight. Captain Tom Ryan, the lead pilot, felt the neural link activate as he merged with his ship's consciousness. The sensation was incredible. The ship became an extension of his body, responding to his thoughts faster than any conventional controls could allow. Phoenix Squadron, form up, he commanded, as more ships joined him in the sky. The Dominion vessels above detected them and began to descend, their weapons charging. But they were about to learn something crucial about humans. We learn from our enemies. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries. The Phoenix ships moved with impossible grace, their adaptive shields absorbing and learning from each Dominion attack. When the aliens fired their energy weapons, the Phoenix fleet's shields adapted, becoming stronger. When they launched their fighters, the human ships transformed, matching their opponents' maneuvers perfectly. In the command center, General Thompson and Dr. Wells watched as their years of work paid off. The Phoenix fleet wasn't just fighting back, they were winning. The Dominion ships, for the first time in their long history of conquest, found themselves outmatched. "Send the message," ordered Thompson. His voice was firm and clear. "Let them know that Earth is not their prey. We are humanity, and we will not bow to any invader." The message was broadcast on all frequencies, in every language humanity knew, including what they'd learned of the Dominion's own communication methods. It was simple but powerful: leave our world, or face extinction. This is your only warning. As the sun set on the second day of the invasion, the tide had turned. Project Phoenix had given humanity a fighting chance, but the war was far from over. The Dominion would not accept defeat easily, and their full fleet was still on its way. But for the first time, Earth had hope, and hope was something humans had always turned into victory. The Dominion's response to humanity's resistance came 3 days later. Their main fleet arrived, a vast armada of over 1,000 ships that filled Earth's orbit like a swarm of angry wasps. Leading them was the Dominion's flagship, a massive vessel that dwarfed everything else in their fleet. Its hull was covered in strange markings that seemed to absorb light itself. But Earth wasn't sitting idle during those 3 days. The Phoenix fleet had grown. More pilots had connected with their ships, and each battle experience made both the pilots and their AI partners stronger. Captain Ryan and his squadron had destroyed over 30 Dominion vessels without losing a single ship. In the underground command center, General Thompson studied the holographic display of Earth's orbit. The situation looked grim, but his expression remained confident. "Dr. Wells, is the Cascade Protocol ready?" Dr. Wells nodded, her fingers dancing across multiple screens. "Yes, sir. All Phoenix ships are updated with the new program. Once activated, it will spread through their neural networks like a virus, but better. Each ship will share battle information in real time, learning and adapting as one unified force." The Dominion launched their attack at midnight. Their strategy was different this time. Instead of targeting cities, they focused all their firepower on the Phoenix fleet. They had identified these ships as the true threat, and they meant to eliminate them quickly. "All Phoenix units, activate Cascade Protocol," ordered Captain Ryan. The effect was immediate and stunning. As soon as a Dominion ship revealed a new weapon or tactic, every Phoenix vessel instantly adapted to counter it. It was like watching a massive game of chess where one side could predict and counter every move before it happened. The battle raged across Earth's orbit. The Phoenix fleet, though outnumbered 20-1, fought with unprecedented coordination. When one ship discovered a weakness in the Dominion's shields, all ships immediately exploited it. When the aliens tried to use their advanced cloaking technology, the humans had already developed a countermeasure. Down on Earth, millions watched the battle through their telescopes and on their screens. The night sky lit up with explosions and energy weapons, looking like a new constellation had formed. But this light show represented humanity's fight for survival. "Sir," called Lieutenant Brown, his voice urgent. "We're detecting some sort of energy buildup in the Dominion flagship. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Before anyone could react, the massive alien ship released a pulse of dark energy that spread across Earth's orbit. Every system it touched went dark: satellite communications, standard military vessels, and even some civilian power grids on Earth's surface. But the Phoenix fleet remained operational. Dr. Wells smiled proudly. "They don't understand our technology. The neural link can't be disrupted by their energy weapons. It's not just machinery, it's part human consciousness." The Dominion surprise attack had failed, and now they had revealed their best weapon. The Phoenix fleet struck back hard, focusing their attacks on the flagship. Their coordinated assault overwhelmed its defenses, and for the first time, the mighty vessel showed signs of damage. "Send them another message," General Thompson ordered. "Tell them we're not just defending anymore. We're coming for them." The Phoenix fleet pushed forward, driving deeper into the Dominion's armada. Captain Ryan led the charge, his ship's AI adapting and evolving with each passing second. The aliens had never faced an enemy that could match and exceed their technological advantages so quickly. As the battle continued, a new truth became clear to both sides. This wasn't just about defending Earth anymore. Humanity had proven itself capable of not just surviving, but winning. The Dominion's reign of terror across the galaxies was about to face its first real challenge. The war for Earth was becoming a war for the stars themselves, and humanity was ready to take that fight to the enemy's doorstep. As the battle above Earth reached its peak, Dr. Wells made a stunning discovery. While analyzing data from the captured Dominion ships, she found something that changed everything. The aliens weren't just fighting for conquest, they were running from something worse. "General, you need to see this," she called, her voice trembling with excitement. The command center's main screen filled with strange symbols and diagrams from the Dominion's databases. They're not just an empire of conquerors. They're building an army. Something is coming from the edge of the galaxy, something that terrifies even them. General Thompson leaned forward, studying the translated texts. "Are you saying they're preparing for a bigger threat?" "Yes, sir. They've been conquering worlds not just for power, but to gather resources and technology. They need soldiers, weapons, and most importantly, they need innovative ways to fight. That's why they attacked Earth. They detected our Phoenix project and wanted it for themselves." Above them, the space battle had entered a new phase. Captain Ryan and the Phoenix fleet had pushed the Dominion forces back, but the alien flagship remained intact, despite heavy damage. Its dark hull seemed to repair itself, adapting just as the human ships did. "All Phoenix units, hold position," Ryan commanded. Something about the flagship's movements had changed. It was no longer trying to attack, it was trying to communicate. A transmission cut through all frequencies, translating itself through the Phoenix ship's advanced systems. The voice was artificial but clear: "Humans, you have proven yourselves worthy. We offer you a choice: join us or face extinction, not by our hands, but by what follows us." In the command center, silence fell as the message played. Dr. Wells worked frantically at her station, correlating the transmission with the data she discovered. "General, they're telling the truth. There's something massive approaching our galaxy, consuming everything in its path. The Dominion has been preparing for this for centuries." General Thompson's weathered face showed the weight of this revelation. Humanity had just proved itself capable of fighting off one alien threat, only to learn of an even greater danger. But in his eyes, there was no fear, only determination. "Send a message back," he ordered. "Tell them we'll consider their offer on one condition: they share everything they know about this threat. And they do it as equals, not conquerors." The response was immediate. The Dominion flagship's weapons powered down, and a new signal emerged: massive data streams containing information about the approaching danger. As the information flowed through Earth's systems, the true scale of the threat became clear. They called it the Void Swarm, a vast, almost organic network of living machines that consumed entire solar systems, breaking down all matter and energy to fuel its endless expansion. The Dominion had encountered its outer edges decades ago, and had been preparing ever since. "Look at these combat reports," Dr. Wells said, her voice filled with awe and horror. "The Void Swarm adapts to everything thrown at it, but in a different way than our Phoenix ships. It's like a cosmic plague, learning and evolving with each world it devours." Captain Ryan's voice crackled through the command center speakers. "General, the Dominion fleet is holding position. Their flagship is different now. The dark energy patterns on its hull, they're changing. I think they're showing us something." The alien vessel's hull had become transparent, revealing the vast networks of technology within. It was an offering, a display of trust and technology that could help humanity prepare for what was coming. General Thompson stood straight, his decision made. Earth had faced extinction twice now, first from the Dominion, and now from this approaching horror. But each time, humanity had shown its greatest strength: the ability to adapt, to innovate, and when necessary, to turn enemies into allies. "Tell them we accept," he commanded. "But we do this our way. Earth doesn't bow, we lead." Within days of the alliance, Earth's orbit became a hub of unprecedented activity. Dominion ships now floated alongside the Phoenix fleet, their crews working together to combine their technologies. The massive underground facility that had housed Project Phoenix was expanded to accommodate both human and alien engineers. Dr. Wells stood in her new laboratory, surrounded by holographic displays showing the merger of human and Dominion technology. "It's amazing," she told General Thompson as he entered. "Their tech is advanced, but rigid. They never thought to combine it with organic consciousness like we did. That's why our Phoenix ships could match them." "And now?" the general asked, watching as teams of human and Dominion scientists worked side by side. "Now we're creating something entirely new." She gestured to a massive hologram showing a new ship design. "We're calling it the Starforge class. It combines their advanced materials with our neural link technology. These ships won't just adapt, they'll evolve." Captain Ryan was among the first to test the new hybrid technology. His Phoenix ship, already bonded to his consciousness, accepted the Dominion upgrades like a body accepting new DNA. The result was extraordinary. "The neural link is stronger than ever," he reported during the first test flight. "I can feel the ship's new systems integrating with the old ones. It's learning from both sides." The Dominion's leader, who now called himself Admiral Rex in honor of human military traditions, watched the test flights with visible amazement. His dark, armored form stood out among the human officers in the command center. "In all our centuries of conquest," he said, his translator conveying genuine emotion, "we never imagined finding allies like this. We thought we needed to control other species to fight the Void Swarm. Instead, we needed to learn from them." But time was running out. The latest data showed the Void Swarm approaching faster than expected. They had less than a month before it reached the outer edges of Earth's solar system. "Show me the latest simulation," General Thompson ordered. The main screen lit up with a terrifying display. The void swarm appeared as a massive cloud of shifting, metallic particles that consumed everything in its path. Dr. Wells pointed to certain patterns in the simulation. "We've identified their weakness. The swarm operates like a virus, but it's never encountered anything like our combined technology. The neural links that let our ships adapt so quickly, they might be able to infect the swarm itself." The plan that emerged was bold beyond imagination. Instead of trying to destroy the void swarm through conventional warfare, they would turn its own adaptive nature against it. The combined human Dominion fleet would carry a modified version of the neural link technology, a consciousness virus that could spread through the swarm's network. "We'll need volunteers," General Thompson announced to the assembled fleet commanders. "This mission means getting close enough to the swarm to initiate direct contact. It's practically suicide." Captain Ryan stepped forward immediately. "My ship is ready, sir. The neural link is strongest with the original Phoenix vessels. We should lead the charge." Admiral Rex raised his armored hand. "The Dominion flagship will join you. Our ships together will open a path for the others." As the final preparations began, humanity faced its greatest test. They had overcome the Dominion through innovation and adaptability. They had turned enemies into allies through understanding and cooperation. Now, they would face an enemy that threatened not just Earth, but all life in the galaxy. Dr. Wells worked tirelessly, perfecting the consciousness virus. "This is humanity's greatest strength," she told the general as they watched the combined fleet prepare for battle. "We don't just adapt to survive, we change the rules of the game entirely." The final battle for survival was approaching, and for the first time in history, Earth stood ready not just as a defender of humanity, but as a protector of all life in the galaxy. The void swarm appeared exactly as their calculations predicted, a vast cloud of shifting metal and energy that darkened the stars themselves. The combined fleet of human and Dominion ships waited at the edge of the solar system, every crew member knowing that history would remember this moment. Captain Ryan sat in his modified Phoenix ship, the neural link humming with new power. Through it, he could feel the presence of thousands of other minds, both human and Dominion, all connected through the new hybrid technology. Dr. Wells' consciousness virus was ready, stored in every ship's core. "All ships, report status," General Thompson's voice echoed through the fleet's communication network. One by one, the vessels confirmed their readiness. The star-forged ships, gleaming with their new hybrid technology, formed the front line. Admiral Rex's voice followed, his translator perfectly conveying the gravity of the moment. "Remember the plan. We must get close enough for the virus to spread. The swarm will try to consume our ships, we must let them get close, but not too close." The void swarm detected them quickly. Its outer edges shifted, forming into countless smaller units that looked like metallic insects. They moved with perfect coordination, their only goal to break down and absorb everything in their path. "First wave, advance," ordered Captain Ryan. His ship led the charge, followed by 50 others. As they approached the swarm, their sensors went wild. The enemy was unlike anything they'd ever encountered, not truly alive, but not simply machines either. The battle began with a stunning display of light and energy. The swarm units attacked by trying to latch onto the ships, their surfaces breaking down into microscopic particles that sought to consume the vessel's hulls. But the hybrid ships were ready. Activation in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Wells counted down from the command center. "Release the virus." Every ship in the first wave released a pulse of energy carrying the consciousness virus. The neural network that had made the Phoenix ship so effective now reached out to infect the swarm itself. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then they saw it. Where the virus made contact, the swarm units began to change. Their perfect coordination faltered. Some units started moving erratically, as if confused. But the swarm was vast, and it began to adapt. Second phase, now. General Thompson commanded. The Star-Forged ships moved forward, their hybrid technology activating. These vessels could actually modify their structure in real time, their forms shifting and changing in response to the swarm's attacks. Admiral Rex's flagship led this charge, its dark hull now glowing with streams of energy that matched the human ships. The swarm is attempting to counter the virus, he reported. But it's spreading faster than they can adapt. We've never seen them react like this. The space around them became a chaos of light, energy, and transforming matter. The swarm fought back desperately, its units combining into larger forms that launched new types of attacks. But each time they changed tactics, the hybrid fleet adapted faster. Through his neural link, Captain Ryan could feel the virus working. The swarm units it infected weren't just failing, they were changing. The human consciousness element of the virus was giving them something they'd never had before, individuality. It's working. Dr. Wells' excited voice came through the comm. The infected units are breaking away from the main swarm. They're developing their own consciousness. But victory wasn't certain yet. The main body of the swarm was still massive, and it was learning. Parts of it had begun to generate some kind of energy shield that blocked the virus. The battle would come down to a race. Could they infect enough of the swarm before it found a way to become immune? General Thompson watched the battle unfold on his screens, his expression grave but determined. They had one more card to play, a desperate gamble that could either save everything or lose it all. The time had come to reveal humanity's final surprise. Initiate Project Awakening, General Thompson commanded, his voice steady despite the chaos unfolding on every screen. This was humanity's ultimate gambit, something even their Dominion allies didn't know about. Dr. Wells pressed her hand against a DNA scanner, activating a hidden protocol in every Phoenix ship. Captain Ryan, you're about to feel something new. The neural link wasn't just designed to control the ships, it was designed to evolve consciousness itself. In his ship, Captain Ryan felt the change immediately. The neural link expanded, growing stronger than ever before. It wasn't just connecting him to his ship anymore, it was connecting him to the very fabric of space around him. Every human pilot in the fleet felt the same transformation. This is what we were building towards, Dr. Wells explained to the astonished Admiral Rex. We didn't just create ships that could adapt. We created a way for human consciousness to expand beyond its physical limits. The Void Swarm absorbs technology, but it has never encountered evolved consciousness. The effect was immediate and stunning. The human pilots, their minds now operating on a whole new level, began to manipulate the space around their ships. They weren't just flying anymore, they were bending reality itself. Through the enhanced neural link, Captain Ryan could actually see the quantum structure of the Void Swarm. They're not invincible, he broadcasted to the fleet. They're trapped in their own pattern. They can adapt, but they can't transcend. We can. The human ships began to move in impossible ways, their enhanced pilots weaving through dimensions the swarm couldn't access. The consciousness virus, powered by this evolved awareness, spread through the enemy's ranks faster than ever. Admiral Rex watched in awe as the human ships performed maneuvers that defied physics itself. This is why we could never defeat you, he said to General Thompson. You didn't just advance your technology, you advanced yourselves. The Void Swarm reacted violently to this new threat. Its units combined into massive structures, trying to create a consciousness of their own to match the humans. But they couldn't replicate the one thing that made human consciousness special, the ability to imagine beyond their programming. Now! Dr. Wells shouted. While they're trying to understand us, release the final stage. Every human pilot in the fleet focused their evolved consciousness on a single point in space. Their combined awareness created something entirely new, a quantum field of pure consciousness that engulfed the swarm. The effect was beyond anything they had imagined. The void swarm, faced with true consciousness, began to transform. Its endless drive to consume and adapt was replaced with something new: awareness, understanding, and finally, choice. "Look!" Captain Ryan's voice was filled with wonder. The swarm was changing color, shifting from its metallic darkness to something that glowed with inner light. The infected units weren't just breaking away anymore, they were becoming something entirely new. In the command center, Dr. Wells' screens showed something remarkable. "The swarm isn't being destroyed," she reported. "It's evolving. Our consciousness virus didn't just infect them, it awakened them." The battle ended not with destruction, but with transformation. The void swarm, touched by human consciousness, evolved beyond its original purpose. The threat to the galaxy wasn't eliminated, it was transformed into something new, something that could think, feel, and choose. As the glow of transformation faded, the human fleet faced not an enemy, but a new form of life. Admiral Rex's voice was humble as he addressed General Thompson. "You didn't just save us from the swarm. You showed us that evolution isn't just about survival, it's about transcendence." The stars seemed brighter somehow as the combined fleet turned back toward Earth. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. They had proven that their greatest strength wasn't their technology or their adaptability, it was their ability to change the very rules of existence. As Captain Ryan looked out at the transformed swarm, now a peaceful network of conscious energy, he smiled. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, not as conquerors or defenders, but as teachers of consciousness itself. The future was no longer about survival, it was about evolution.